many times you kill the same person, it only counts as one kill. The crowd was shocked, different people. So that means we had to kill as many different players as possible. The angel laughed mockingly, a bunch of simple-minded fools. Do you think it's that easy? She snapped her fingers. All right, results announced. The statistics panel appeared. Round 4 total battle record, Black Dog Reaper, 3,722 kills, Foolish Mage, 521 kills, Dark Demon Knight, 433 kills. Current regional rankings, S45.5 Black Dog Reaper, 3,722 kills, Cute Bird Warrior, 211 kills, On Sang-chun Knight, 209 kills. She let out a surprised "oh," and remarked, "Is Black Dog first place again this time?" Lu Min remained expressionless, only looking at her with cold eyes. Everyone was shocked upon hearing the results. I can't believe he killed over 700 people alone. Is that even humanly possible? All of us combined only add up to about 1,000, right? That means he alone killed 70% of the people here. That's insane. The angel smiled happily. You killed 722 people all by yourself. Impressive. Such a performance definitely deserves a reward. Then, the announcement board displayed a message, "Congratulations on ranking first in this region's task." Congratulations. On ranking first in all regions' tasks. The first place reward for this region is a mid-tier rare armor selection ticket, and the first place reward for all regions is a mid-tier special reward selection ticket. Lu Min nodded in satisfaction after reading it. Not bad, it's just the right time to change my armor. The system continued, you can choose one rare armor from the following options as your reward: Shining Bronze Armor, Bloodstained Assassin Suit, Dark Cloak. Lu Min pressed the option. I'll take the second one, Bloodstained Assassin Suit. The equipment details for the Bloodstained Assassin Suit appeared. Bloodstained Assassin Suit, Rare Grade Armor. Defense 60, Agility +4, Attack Speed +5%, Movement Speed +5%, Durability 600. Usage Restriction, Common Grade. And above. Description, a blood red armor once worn by an assassin, occasionally emitting a faint scent of blood. He turned to the system panel. Next is the special reward. The system displayed the options. You can choose one of the following special rewards. 1. All attributes. Increased by 50%, only for round 52. 2. 5,000 gold coins. 3. Information on the 5th round mission. Lu Min pondered. The 5th round mission reward is valuable, but the difficulty seems high. He made his decision and pressed his selection. Considering the difficulty, increasing my attributes would help me more. The angel continued, you've all seen your rankings, right? Let me tell you, in this region, 30 people are tied for 521st place. Everyone ranked below them will be eliminated. She smiled slyly. Now, let's begin the purge. Those who failed started to fade away. No. They screamed in terror. Wait. Angel-sama, are we really going to die this time? One by one, they disappeared. Some of Black Dragon's friends were among them. I don't want to die. Angel, please save us, give us another chance. Lu Min's lips curled slightly into a mocking smile. Barely passed. On the other side, Su Yalan covered her ears in fear, while Shang Chun remained indifferent as he watched them vanish. Please, save me, I don't want to die. Lu Min closed his eyes and listened silently to their cries. The purge ended, silence returned, and he looked up ahead. The summary panel for the 4th round appeared, 4th round complete. Total survivors across all regions, 90,983,209. Survivors in this region, 521. In a moment, your soul will be transmitted back into your body's current world. The 5th round will begin at midnight on February 3, 2024. See you in the next round, and congratulations on surviving. The scene shifted, and he found himself standing in front of a hotel as night fell. Suddenly, hurried footsteps echoed through the night. Shang Chun anxiously pushed open the door. My lord. Storm was lying on the bed, asleep. Upon hearing the noise, he stirred slightly. He woke up handsomely, Captain On. Whirlwind sat up in confusion. What are you doing here? I don't remember calling you. Shang Chun, panting, hurriedly said, I couldn't reach you, so I came in on my own. I thought something had happened to you. He blinked and smiled confidently. How could that be? You thought I would die in the 4th round? Didn't you see the results? Shang Chun wiped his sweat, his face full of concern. I saw your name on the rankings, but I was still worried. That last round was absolutely insane, wasn't it? Whirlwind, still a bit groggy, covered his face. That's why I collapsed onto the bed as soon as I got back. I'm mentally exhausted. Shang Chun said seriously, that makes sense. 433 people have already died. He finally became serious, his eyes sharp. If you count those who died multiple times, the number is probably even higher. I'm already this strong. What kind of monster is Black Dog? Is he even human? He curiously speculated. Do you think he could be an active-duty special forces soldier? In Korea, there aren't many people with that level of skill and courage. I've been wondering. Whirlwind pondered to himself, Black Dog. The more I think about him, the more I admire him. No matter his true identity, if I could work with him, I'd feel much more at ease. He was unaware of Lu Min's other identity in the real world. I must ask the Prophet about Black Dog in the future. Shang Chun added with concern, but, sir, the 4th round played out exactly as the Prophet predicted. It's really astonishing. To be honest, I had serious doubts about him before seeing it with my own eyes. Whirlwind nodded, so did I. He recalled Lu Min's prophecy. In the real world, the 4th round's mission wasn't about hunting monsters, it was a massacre between players. Whirlwind looked puzzled. A massacre. Back then, Lu Min had analyzed seriously. That's right, it's a disaster. Players must kill each other. You need to stay on high alert. Shang Chun asked for instructions. What should we do now? Commander Whirlwind, I still don't fully understand your intentions. He asked, regarding the Prophet Lu Min, do you really intend to make him a business partner? But Whirlwind firmly picked up his coat, of course. He's the major shareholder, holding 31% of the shares. What right do I have? In reality, the company is practically under Lu Min's control now. Shang Chun raised his hand in confusion. Then are you really planning to switch industries as he suggested? Whirlwind put on his coat and walked onto the balcony. What's the point of talking about it? This is the only way the company can grow. As he walked out, he said, besides, we need to pull him to our side. Don't underestimate him, and don't let his youth make you arrogant. Whirlwind gazed into the distance, deep in thought. Even if you don't like his attitude, you have to treat every word he says as gospel and follow it. Only by doing this. He turned back and smiled at Shang Chun. Can we extract every sweet benefit from this Prophet honey jar, understand? Shang Chun lowered his head in acknowledgement. Yes, sir. From now on, I will be even more cautious when dealing with Lu Min. As the sky brightened, their conversation drew to a close. Good. Contact him immediately. Whirlwind suggested, tell him that to celebrate our survival, we should throw a party tonight. Have him bring his family along. In the morning light, he appeared both handsome and gentle. At times like this, of course, we should have celebrities celebrating with us, right? Scene transition to a cafe. Lu Min was already standing there at some point, smiling and waving, over here. July walked over to greet Ryuman. You look healthy. He smiled and replied, you too. She asked with concern, are you okay? Why did you suddenly invite me to dinner? Ryuman responded casually. I just thought we should celebrate successfully passing this round. Don't worry, it's my treat. July joked. Then I'll fully enjoy the perks of having a rich friend. Of course, as long as you don't mind. A red car started driving down the road. She smiled and thanked him. Thank you, Prophet. Thanks to you, I was able to prepare in advance for the fourth round. Ryuman asked in confusion, you don't think I might be lying? July believed in him without a doubt, but you would never do that. What would you gain from deceiving me? Ryuman replied happily, thank you for your trust. She felt a little uneasy and said, what are you thanking me for? I should be the one thanking you. If you hadn't told me that I had to kill at least 30 people, I would have been dead by now. Thank you. July thought to herself, in reality, he has no reason to thank me. She secretly glanced at him, thinking, even if I didn't reveal anything, he could still survive using ancient language protection. He's outstanding on his own. More importantly, compared to Co Aaron, a flower nurtured in a greenhouse, he's more like wild grass growing outside. They arrived at a Western restaurant with a Japanese-style ambience. Sitting at their reserved seats, Ryuman invited, let's eat. Thank you. Enjoy your meal. July looked at him thoughtfully, how many times has he said thank you already? She started sweating awkwardly, feeling a little uneasy. July remained silent, her face darkening as she thought, someone like me, who has killed people, should I really be doing this? I only came here because Ryuman invited me, but sitting here eating so peacefully just feels. Ryuman noticed something was off and asked, July, why aren't you eating? He guessed she was probably still feeling guilty. She casually made an excuse, I don't feel well. He asked directly, is it because you killed people? Ryuman reassured her, don't overthink it, and don't blame yourself. You have to survive. July still held doubts, that's true, but... He spoke gently, besides, it's not just you. The other players and I had no choice either. Still trapped in her emotions, she trembled, even so, I still killed, Ryuman interrupted, enough. He explained seriously, so what? If the same thing happens again in the future, should we just let it happen? If I don't wake up, what will happen to my family? He recalled his adorable younger brother, we have family waiting for us. July was stunned and murmured, my family. She remembered her father tightly hugging her and crying, if I don't wake up, Dad will be devastated. Clenching her fists, she showed a determined expression, you're right. I can't believe I forgot about my family, the ones who kept me going until now. She looked up at him, thank you for comforting me, Ryuman. Ryuman happily picked up his chopsticks and reminded her, it's nothing. Now, eat some of this delicious food to lift your mood. July regained her spirit, all right. Finally, they started eating properly. This tastes amazing. I feel like all the exhaustion from the fourth round has been wiped away. Hearing that makes me happy. As the sky darkened, thank you for the meal. Lu Min noticed, this is the first time you've called my name without the surname. She didn't mind and asked, really? If you don't mind, can I keep calling you this way? He happily agreed, of course. Lu Min thoughtfully considered, it looks like he's in a much better mood now. Should I bring up the main topic? He then said seriously, July, I called you here today to share information about the fifth round. July stopped in surprise. The fifth round? You can already predict the future. He got straight to the point. The fifth round will be the most difficult one so far, and all regions will merge. She didn't quite understand. And found it hard to imagine. Region merging? Lu Min summarized, simply put, the previously separated regions will fuse into one whole. July stood up in shock. Does that mean I can meet you? He calmly took a sip of tea. Yes, but not in the fifth round. Lu Min thought to himself, actually, we will meet in the fifth round, but if I tell him we'll be in the central region, he'll definitely want to see me. He put down his teacup and continued, I must meet you while remaining anonymous. To achieve this, you need to listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Lu Min gave her some advice. As I said, the fifth round will be even more difficult. You might not make it through, but there is a way. July eagerly asked, what is it? He mentioned a familiar name and told her how to pass. Black Dog. Find him and get his help. Min July's eyes widened in surprise. Black Dog? July wanted to confirm her thoughts. The black dog you're talking about, is it that black dog? The number one in all regions? Lu Min nodded. Yes, definitely him. She was a little unsure, pointing at herself awkwardly. So, you mean I should ask Black Dog for help in the 5th round? He suggested, rather than asking for help, it's more accurate to say you should work with him. Lu Min laid out the best plan. You need to temporarily form an alliance with him. That's the only way you'll survive. July pointed at herself. But Black Dog is level 30. Would he even be willing to cooperate with me? She listened nervously as he explained, you have corn, and Black Dog might need you. The two of you will form a symbiotic relationship. July thought, if I can make it through this round with his help, that would be amazing. She sighed anxiously. To be honest, I'm still worried. I don't know if Black Dog would be willing to take me along just because of my little corn. Lu Min smiled at her, thinking, that's no ordinary corn. Your skill is incredible. Lu Min reassured her. Don't worry, Black Dog will be willing to work with you, not just in this round, but in the next one too. I've already seen it happen in the future, so you don't have to worry. She hoped it was true. Really? She felt a little relieved. Thank you for telling me such important information. Lu Min responded naturally, we're friends. This is just something I should do. July suddenly remembered something and asked, can you hold out your hand for a second? She gathered energy, and a blue light flickered. I should give you something in return, right? A blue glow surrounded Lu Min. He smiled happily and said, thank you. Thank you, July. Lu Min had already expected this, thinking. I knew she would give me corn because I understand that she doesn't like owing people favors. July blushed shyly, while Lu Min finally achieved his goal. Now I can go home and use this thing. The system interface displayed that all attributes had increased by 50% due to the blessing skill effect. A white bag was thrown onto the table. And the current kill count reached 100,100. All attributes were further increased by 50% due to the effect of the Slaughter Ancient script. Lu Min returned home, sat in his chair, and pondered, thanks to July's blessing effect and the additional attribute boost from killing 100 bugs. He observed the information panel in front of him and secretly evaluated, it seems my attributes have increased significantly. Status window, Lu Min, alias Black Bandit, level 30 normal class, profession, Reaper, title, Time Traveler, hidden. Title, first to kill an angel, Challenger of Divine Judgment. Strength plus 93, Intelligence plus 111, Agility plus 105, Luck plus 84. Lu Min was most concerned about luck. Luck is at 84 points. That means I should be able to draw something good when I pull a random card. He drew a lowest grade magic stone draw ticket, an item that provides rare grade rewards, randomly granting 1 to 5 lowest grade magic stones. Usable only by trainees and above. It must be used before the next round, otherwise, the item will disappear automatically and be influenced by luck value. Lu Min carefully observed and thought about how to use it. If it were an ordinary person, they would probably pray to the gods, hoping for something good. He curled his lips into a sneer and muttered, to hell with the gods. Lu Min recalled what the angel had once said, now we will start a game. There will be 20 rounds. On the first day of each month, human souls will be taken into another dimension to participate in this game. Imagining a god wielding countless swords and throwing them at humanity, he speculated, I don't know who did this. But there's no doubt, it must have been some god. Who else but a god could capture 1.8 billion people and throw them into this death game? The mastermind behind all of this must be a god who treats humans as mere playthings. Lu Min's expression darkened. If I can make it to the final round and get one wish, I would wish for the damn god who created this disgusting game to be obliterated. The draw ticket in his hand vanished, and a rectangular item appeared before him. The system prompt read, lowest grade magic stone draw ticket used. The system congratulated him, congratulations. You have obtained 5 lowest grade magic stones. Acquired items, lowest grade. Red magic stone times 1, lowest grade gold magic stone times 2, lowest grade green magic stone times 1, lowest grade purple magic stone times 1. He was slightly surprised. 5. 5 is the maximum amount, right? Lu Min smiled happily, cursing to get the best outcome instead of praying to the gods. Looks like my luck is pretty good. Now came the crucial part. He pressed the button. Alright, time to start synthesizing. First, place 2 lowest grade red magic stones together, then press synthesize. The system displayed, synthesis successful. You have obtained a low-grade red magic stone. Lu Min looked at his results with satisfaction, combining. Magic stones of the same type and level can create higher grade ones. Adding the one I got from Su Yalan and the one from the lottery draw. System prompts kept popping up, synthesis successful. You have obtained a low-grade purple magic stone. He pondered a new direction. Next, if I combine magic stones with equipment, the success rate should be very high. The system. Prompt read, synthesis successful. Assassinhood now has attack power plus 2%. Good, let's continue synthesizing the others. Lu Min placed various pieces of equipment in sequence, shadow gloves, granting an additional 2% attribute bonus, resistance ring, adding plus 2 luck. Then, he switched to the delicate long boots, gaining an additional plus 2 agility bonus. Looking at the dismantling panel, he silently considered, I need to extract the blue magic stone from the hunter leather armor. The system prompted, bloodthirsty assassin armor now has damage reduction plus 1%. Lu Min smiled, finally, I'm close to reaping the rewards. I've used up all my magic stones. Exchanging intelligence for these was worth it. As the sun set, the sky darkened. In front of the large apartment complex, the sky had already turned gloomy. He murmured, it's time to meet the storm demon general. Suddenly, Lu Yuan appeared, his face full of shock and confusion. So, you're saying? He asked in a flustered, stammering voice, the company you invested in, its chairman is actually the heir of the Wu Cheng group. Lu Min confirmed, yes, I was invited to their banquet. As business partners, we will collaborate in the future. Lu Yuan's face turned pale with fear. His eyes flickered uneasily as he looked at Lu Min with trepidation. Can I even go to a place like that? Lu Min carefully adjusted his tie and said, they said I could bring a family member, so don't worry. Your tie is crooked. The doorbell rang, and Lu Yuan instantly froze, his whole body tensing up. They're here. Lu Min said, let's go. The two of them opened the door together. Lu Min remained calm, while Lu Yuan was visibly nervous. Lu Yuan widened his eyes in surprise. Shang Chun stood at the door, bowed, and greeted them, hello, I'm here to escort you. Lu Yuan broke into a cold sweat and clutched his brother tightly. That's the guy we met before. Shang Chun asked in confusion, and this is? Lu Min reached out to introduce him, my younger brother. He handed Lu Yuan an invitation letter. I apologize for not introducing myself earlier. I'm Shang Chun, a unit director. We've met before, haven't we? Here's my business card. Lu Yuan took it and nodded, mm. And Shang Chun offered an apologetic smile, although I've already apologized to your brother, I still want to say sorry to you for my rudeness before. Seeing this, Lu Yuan didn't feel much hostility toward him anymore. Shang Chun bowed slightly and extended his hand in invitation. Consider this banquet my formal apology. I hope it won't be too much trouble for you. Now, let's go. The luxury car is waiting for you. The sky had completely darkened, and the hotel's lights illuminated a corner of the night. The two brothers followed Shang Chun toward the entrance. Suddenly, a voice caught their attention. Shareholder Lu Min. Demon Gale descended the staircase with a smile. I'm glad to see you're still alive. Lu Min responded with a smile. Me too. Demon Gale's gaze shifted to the person beside him. This must be your family. Lu Min introduced, yes, this is my younger brother, Lu Yuan. With a friendly smile, he extended his hand in greeting. Nice to meet you. I'm Demon Gale, chairman of Heavenly Demon Consulting. Yuan, use your right hand to shake hands, Lu Min reminded. Lu Yuan stiffly extended his hand. Hello. Demon Gale asked curiously, is your brother a player too? Lu Yuan shook his head. No, I'm not a player. Lu Min smiled at his brother and said, he's only 14. Demon Gale looked at Lu Yuan and remarked, you're really lucky. If you were just 1 year older, you wouldn't have been able to escape this death game. I envy you. Lu Min's expression remained neutral, but inside, he sneered. Envy. Leading the group inside, Demon Gale gestured. Please come this way. The setup is simple, but we've put great effort into preparing this banquet. Inside a room, a dining table was laden with various delicacies, accompanied by 2 attendants. The dishes were exquisitely prepared and enticing. Standing beside the table were dedicated attendants and chefs, responsible for both the presentation and the meal. Lu Yuan widened his eyes in amazement as he took in the scene before him. Demon Gale gestured warmly. Please, make yourselves comfortable. You must be hungry, right? We didn't prepare too much, but it should be enough to fill you up. Lu Yuan turned his head, full of question marks. Is he joking with me? Come on, Yuan. This is considered not much. With a friendly smile, Demon Gale began eating. Then, please enjoy. Suddenly, a noise came from the door. Lu Min keenly turned his head upon noticing the situation. And was stunned in surprise. Su Yalan, elegantly dressed and exuding a dazzling aura, walked in. Su Yalan. Su Yalan was invited too. He glanced to the side. Ma Jilong stood up from his seat and said, You finally arrived, Miss Yalan. She quickly apologized first, Sorry, sir, I was attending the funeral of a fellow actor, so I was late. He responded with friendliness and tolerance, Don't worry, we understand. More importantly, this is the major shareholder of our company, whom I mentioned to you before. She habitually tucked her hair behind her ear and introduced herself, Hello, I'm actress Su Yalan. Lu Min gently tugged at the dumbfounded Lu Yuan. Aren't they the ones who brought rice cakes when we first moved in? He answered on behalf of his brother, Yes. She immediately smiled at them cheerfully but was filled with doubt inside, So I'm the neighbor of the major shareholder. That's amazing. He looks even younger than me, yet he's already a major shareholder. Is the chairman joking? Lu Yuan shrank into his brother's embrace and stammered, Bro. That person is Su Yalan, right? His reaction made Lu Min realize that Lu Yuan was still unaware of the relationship between Ma Jilong and Su Yalan. Seeing her suddenly appear must have startled my little brother. He looked at his brother's flushed face and thought, more importantly, anyone who sees her appearance would react like this, wouldn't they? To avoid suspicion, he also reminded himself, Forget it, I should at least pretend to be a little interested. Ma Jilong noticed them and smirked subtly, This kid is still young, so even the so-called prophet is just like this? Inviting Su Yalan was indeed the right decision. He then displayed his signature smile and extended his hand in invitation, Everyone must be hungry. Please enjoy the banquet without restraint. The guests took their seats and began indulging in the lavish feast. Lu Yuan was ecstatic, exclaiming with every bite, Bro, this meat melts in my mouth. Lu Min smiled in satisfaction, Does it? Then eat as much as you like. Ma Jilong waited until they had eaten for a while before probing, Mr. Major Shareholder, does the food suit your taste? I specifically instructed the chefs to prepare these dishes with great care. Lu Min was picking up food for his brother, and upon hearing the question, casually replied, It's delicious. Ma Jilong then shifted his focus to the person beside him, And you, Lu Yuan? Do you like it? Lu Yuan answered a bit nervously, Yes, this is my first time eating food like this. Ma Jilong nodded in satisfaction, Hearing that makes me happy. It seems my standards for the chefs are quite high. They continued dining at a leisurely pace, but Ma Julong occasionally threw in questions. I noticed you didn't bring any other family members. Why is it just your brother accompanying you? Lu Min's expression immediately darkened with displeasure. My brother is my only family. Our parents have passed away. Ma Julong was caught off guard by his reaction and felt a bit awkward. I see. I'm very sorry, my apologies. He clenched his teeth inwardly. Why did I ask such a question? The harmonious atmosphere we just built has completely collapsed. Only now did he clearly see Ryu Won's expression, on the verge of tears, and cursed inwardly, damn it. I should have kept my mouth shut until the atmosphere improved. Not long after, the tableware was cleared away, replaced by dessert. Zhang Lok impatiently sipped his tea, thinking that someone had to break the awkward atmosphere. He tried to glance at the person beside him and signaled desperately, Aaron, look over here. Aaron. But none of his signals got through, causing the chairman to lose patience and set his teacup down. He stood up and addressed Aaron during the banquet. Aaron, can we have a chat? She still looked bewildered but replied, all right. They walked outside, putting a considerable distance between themselves and the room. As they walked, Zhang Lok finally spoke, listen carefully, Aaron. The girl behind him instinctively responded, yes, Chairman. Then he stopped and carefully chose his words. With a tone full of hidden meaning, the chairman asked, was the food good? Aaron smiled and replied, it was delicious. But it was precisely her innocent response that made his expression turn dark in an instant. The chairman's face darkened as if he wanted to strangle someone. Do you think I invited you here just to eat and drink? He looked down at her, his tone laced with reprimand. I brought you here to liven up the atmosphere. How can you be so dense? Aaron hurriedly apologized. I'm sorry, I thought you just invited me to the banquet. He sighed helplessly. Why would I invite you for dinner without a reason? Zhang Lok pressed his fingers against his forehead, trying to collect his thoughts. Did director and not tell you who that person is? CEO Aaron hesitated and said what she knew. Isn't he the major shareholder? The chairman immediately corrected her. He's not just a major shareholder, he's also a prophet. The young actress widened her eyes in shock. A prophet. He emphasized even more, that's right, a prophet. As the name suggests, his profession is very special, he can see the future. His fingers moved slightly. Do you understand now? We have to make him happy. If we can learn information about the game room in advance, imagine what a huge advantage that would be. Zhang Lok's next words sent chills down Aaron's spine. So use that pretty face of yours, agree with everything he says, and smile at him. Then he clenched his fist with ambition. With a cunning smile, Zhang Lok applied invisible pressure on her. Use any means necessary to capture that prophet's heart. Cold sweat ran down Aaron's back. Forgive me for saying this, but I don't think. But he didn't let her finish and cut her off. As chairman, I've given you the opportunity to succeed in the entertainment industry. Don't you think you should repay this favor? Hearing his demands, Aaron was filled with unease. There's no need to hesitate. It doesn't matter what means you use, as long as you make shareholder Ryu Min happy. Zhang Lok raised an eyebrow and questioned again, why aren't you answering me? At that moment, the timid girl hurriedly replied, I understand. They temporarily stopped their discussion. When he decided to return to the banquet, he said, I will observe whether you are working hard. Now, let's go. Arlene replied in a dejected tone, yes. The atmosphere in the banquet remained awkward, with only Shang Chun silently watching the siblings. Gail opened the door, bringing Arlene inside, and said cheerfully, did everyone wait long? We had something to discuss, so we came back a little late. He deliberately glanced at her and hinted, it looks like everyone has finished eating. Let's move to another place. Yu Min and Yu Yuan stood up, looking toward the door with anticipation. Gail noticed that Arlene was still anxiously looking at them and became even more impatient, thinking, I've already told her everything she needs to do. Why is she still hesitating? Fortunately, Yu Yuan took the initiative to start a conversation with her. Ah, Miss Su. She immediately responded, what is it? The young man's face turned bright red, and he shyly said, I'm your fan. You're even more beautiful than in the photos. Arlene politely covered her mouth and smiled, thank you. Yu Yuan then continued expressing his wish, if possible, I'd love to take a picture with you later. They chatted happily, and she agreed, of course. Gale immediately thought, is the younger brother more interested than the older one? Looks like we need to adjust our plan. Arlene's phone suddenly started vibrating non-stop. She immediately picked it up to check. A message from the chairman appeared before her eyes, change the target. Build a good relationship with the younger brother first. A clear look of hesitation appeared on Arlene's face. He's just an innocent fan, and yet I have to deceive him. Yumin walked ahead, occasionally glancing in her direction. Meanwhile, Gale was smugly thinking about his plan, if we can win over the younger brother, the older one. We'll have no choice but to join us as well. That way, we can easily obtain intelligence for the next round. He gestured toward a room and said, this is a private room prepared for VIPs. Of course, here you can order any drinks and snacks you like, accompanied by music. The room's decor, illuminated by red lighting, appeared simple yet elegant, fully showcasing the exclusivity of VIP treatment. Yu Yuan suddenly asked in confusion, huh? Drinks? If it's alcoholic, I'm still a high school student. He immediately waved his hand and suggested an alternative, no worries, you can choose another beverage. He then gave an order to Shang Chun beside him, Captain, order a special VIP set for this room, and get Yu Yuan a non-alcoholic drink. The other person immediately nodded, yes, Chairman. The door to the room gently closed. At this moment, Yumin let out a long sigh and said, Chairman Ma, I can't drink alcohol either. The other party responded in surprise, oh. If you're already of legal age, why not take this opportunity to try? After hearing his response, Yumin turned to Arlene and said, hey, Sue Arlene, can you accompany my younger brother outside to take pictures? The kind-hearted girl obediently replied, of course. The two of them nodded at the others and then walked out together. After confirming that everyone had left, Yumin clenched his fists and coldly called out, Chairman. The other party asked in confusion, what is it? The previously calm expression instantly turned into one of anger. Did you really think I was that easy to deal with? Jifeng still didn't understand his intention, what do you mean? Lu Min crossed his arms and directly told him, did you forget that my profession is a prophet? I can see the future. Do you really think I don't know about your conversation with actress Su Yalan? He was so shocked by Lu Min's words that he couldn't speak. In that case, how can we do business together? Lu Min looked at him seriously and directly, Chairman, you'd better not hide anything from me. Jifeng was utterly shocked, he knows about my conversation with Su Yalan. How is that possible? Can he see the future too? They sat facing each other in a private room. You had Su Yalan try to win me over. The chairman immediately apologized, if that made you uncomfortable, I sincerely apologize. I just wanted her to be your friend. Lu Min didn't care, because what really angered him was something else. But you even wanted to use my brother, that's going too far. His heart trembled because that was precisely his weak spot, he even knows about this. Though he had a lot of pride, he still lowered his head and said, I'm truly sorry. I made a very foolish decision. Prophet, I will correct everything that displeases you. Lu Min didn't make things difficult for him and immediately accepted his apology, since you are sincerely apologizing. I won't pursue this matter further. As for what you told actress Su Yalan, I'll pretend I didn't hear it. Then, he raised his head and said, thank you for giving me another chance. At that moment, Shang Jun happened to walk in, Chairman, I'm back. But this time, Jifeng looked somewhat troubled and told him, step outside for a moment. Shang Jun was surprised, what? Jifeng cleared his throat, hinting at him, I have something to discuss with this distinguished guest. Ministerin, take those two to the next room. Shang Jun immediately understood and left, got it. He gently closed the door. Now, only the two of them were left staring at each other, making Jifeng even more nervous, damn it. I originally wanted to use Su Yalan to ease the tension, but instead, things have only gotten worse. Lu Min suddenly asked him, do you want information on the next round? Jifeng was shocked and answered, of course. You even know about that? The person across from him continued, I agreed to attend your banquet just to tell you about the 5th round. He shrugged, clearly displeased, but if you keep treating me like this, providing information or working with you will become very difficult. Jifeng still tried to persuade him gently, I sincerely apologize and ask for your forgiveness. Lu Min, however, reminded him firmly, Chairman, from now on, don't hide anything from me, and trust me unconditionally. Holding control over the conversation, he continued to instruct, I also hope you won't question the company's operations anymore and that you'll convince the other shareholders. At the shareholders' meeting, the chairman must meet this demand. I will do everything I can to take control of the other shareholders. Seeing that things had finally eased up, Lu Min smiled again, good. I will do my best to help you grow the company. Only then did he bring up what Jifeng needed most, I will tell you about the 5th round. But as soon as he started speaking, Jifeng tensed up again, the difficulty of the 5th round is the highest among all the rounds so far. Seeing his reaction, Lu Min added to reassure him, don't worry. If it's you, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Jifeng anxiously asked, what is the mission for the 5th round? Lu Min raised 3 fingers, the mission is to kill 500 beast men, but it's not that simple. There was one more important thing he had to remind Jifeng, also, all the zones will merge. Jifeng's eyes widened in shock, all the zones. He cautiously stated the reason for this matter, because the number of players has drastically decreased, the divided regions will begin to merge. He asked expectantly, so we'll be able to meet players from other regions, like Black Hook? But Lu Min shook his head firmly and said, you won't be in the same region as the player named Black Hook. Quan Fong didn't press further but curiously asked, is that so? Do you also know Black Hook's identity? Lu Min chuckled and answered as usual, I don't know who he is either, but you'll see him soon. Aren't we already meeting now? Lu Min's expression turned serious again. There's one more thing. To increase his credibility, he revealed something unexpected, you're currently hunting someone, right? That person's name is Wang Yongmin. Quan Feng's mouth dropped open in shock. You even know about this? Lu Min leisurely crossed his arms and repeated what he had said before, I've already told you, trying to hide anything from me is futile. At this moment, the guild leader was completely convinced. Just as I thought. Your ancient foresight ability is truly beyond imagination, Prophet. If you know who that person is. Then, a cold statement escaped his lips, stop investigating. Quan Fong asked in confusion, is there a reason? Lu Min turned his head slightly and said meaningfully, if you encounter that guy, you'll suffer heavy losses. The guild leader wanted to know more details, can I know why? But Lu Min declined tactfully, that's all I can tell you. Quan Fong fell into deep thought, contemplating the meaning of these words. Seeing how seriously he was thinking, Lu Min secretly laughed to himself, the truth is, I'm keeping that guy alive because he's still useful. Quan Fong quickly came to a decision and nodded resolutely, I understand. We'll stop investigating Wang Yongmin. After that, he left first. Let's resume the banquet. This time, let's not drink. Keep the atmosphere harmonious. I'll go bring the others back. Lu Min nodded. All right. After the conversation ended, Quan Fong let out a long sigh, his gaze turning cold. Phew. I need to relax tonight. At that moment, a heavy downpour was falling outside, making the road slick. A strange man hurriedly ran out of an alley. One side of his sleeve was already soaked in blood, yet he continued running frantically through the rain. His mouth was wide open, gasping desperately for air, his body weakened from excessive blood loss. Looking closely now, one of his hands was already missing, and he had reached a dead end. The man stood still, staring at the lightning splitting through the night sky, illuminating the entire scene. Amidst the sound of rain, the rhythmic sound of footsteps slowly approached. The man turned back in terror, just as he was about to scream for help, a cold blade was raised high. Then, the sharp edge slashed deep wounds across both of his legs. Now, with his legs severed, he wobbled unsteadily. His entire body trembled before he finally collapsed to the ground, letting out a blood-curdling scream, only to be forcefully silenced. "Shut up." A completely drenched Kwang Fong also ordered the man, "Unless you want your tongue cut out." The man crawled on the ground, his face full of fear as he asked, "Why are you doing this to me? What did I do wrong?" The chairman coldly turned his sword and retorted, "A child rapist like you still dares to argue? Do you really not know what you've done?" The man cried and raised a hand to shield himself. "Wait, that happened a long time ago. Why are you attacking me now? I've already served my sentence, and now I've been released. I'm just an old man." There was no need to listen to his excuses. The sword swung down once again. Giant Glock mercilessly stabbed his sword into the man's shoulder. His expression darkened as he continued to warn, "If you don't want to die slowly and painfully, shut up. If your noise attracts witnesses, the body count will increase." Overwhelmed by pain and fear, the man immediately obeyed and fell silent. A dark energy emanated from Giant Glock's body. "That's more like it. You're this old, and your ears still work. Trash like you has no reason to live, right?" The dark energy coiled around the sword impaled in the man's body. Moreover, the powerful energy gathered more and more, concentrating at the point where the blade pierced him. Tears streamed down the man's face as he trembled in terror. "What is this?" Then, a magical force bound his mouth and face, preventing him from making another sound. These eerie forces slowly devoured every part of his body. His hands struggled, reaching into the air, desperately seeking rescue. Countless venomous snakes greedily gnawed at his soul, making him groan in agony. Giant Glock watched the scene unfold, yet he felt a tinge of dissatisfaction. "If it weren't for the fact that my dark magic needs replenishing, I would have just killed this trash outright." He gently lowered his sword, letting the magic flow into it. "There's no other way. If I want to use the dark aura, I need dark magic." Giant Glock raised his sword once more. "And to replenish dark magic, I must take lives." With a simple swing, the blade cleaved through the mangled corpse. "Now, you can die." The blood-stained arm went limp, completely lifeless. "Besides, whenever I kill someone, if the corpse is torn apart more violently, I can absorb more dark magic compared to killing monsters." Giant Glock mused to himself with a trace of excitement. "From the beginning, for someone like me who enjoys hunting criminals." He brushed aside his wet hair, revealing a satisfied grin. "The Dark Knight class is absolutely perfect for me, don't you think?" Then, he extended his sword toward the corpse again. "Cleaning up this garbage really is refreshing." He silently chanted a command in his mind, allowing the magic to flow out. "Devour." But after waiting for a moment, the magic merely lingered around the corpse without triggering any further reaction. He was somewhat disappointed. "Just as I expected, it cannot devour corpses. The dark aura can only consume the life force of living targets." The trash can behind him suddenly shook. His eyes widened sharply, and he immediately turned his head to look. A calico cat sprinted through the rain. Maybe it was the one that made the noise just now. Qing Lu let out a sigh of relief. There couldn't have been any witnesses. This dark alley was a place he had deliberately chosen. "I've already dragged him into a dead end, avoiding anyone's line of sight, and it's just before dawn. No. Maybe there is one person who knows." Then, he suddenly thought of someone. Prophet Lu Min. He can foresee the future through ancient language and must have seen this moment. Although his body was drenched by the heavy rain, Qing Lu's mind was elsewhere. "If that's the case, it means he already knows I'm a serial killer, yet he still chose to approach me." The corner of his mouth curled up into a cold smile. "Interesting." Then, out of habit, he picked up his phone and dialed his trusted assistant. "Captain, come help me clean up some trash." Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, 2 weeks had passed since Ma Qinglua's dinner. Lu Min sat leisurely on his bed, scrolling through his phone. "There's nothing special to do anyway, so I've mostly stayed home." always thinking about the future. Sometimes, I need a break too. A news notification popped up on the screen with a headline like, "Players will change the world." But today, that break was coming to an end. He pressed the red button on the screen. It's time to take action. A glint flashed in Lu Min's eyes. Now, let's find one of the 5 ancient words in the real world. Ancient word, copy. The headlines of trending news reported tragic stories about the game. 1.8 billion people dragged into another world, reduced to 90 million in 3 months. The disappearance of the younger generation puts the economy in crisis. Schools nationwide shut down. Endless sorrow, parents and siblings around the world drown in grief. The fat man smacked his lips as he sat in his chair. It's only the 4th round, and so many have already died. What a bunch of weaklings. Then, he continued scrolling through the news, sneering with schadenfreude. After the 4th round, player caused. Deaths surged, 45 minutes ago. Thousands of surveillance cameras destroyed, cities plunge into lawlessness. At night, 55 minutes ago. Anti-government players establish an online community, 2 hours ago. Public panic intensifies, emergency measures are, 3 hours ago. Criminal psychologists say humanity is losing its ability to function because. What a mess. If they were players, they'd do the same. He picked up his axe and muttered to himself, "Before I die, I'll do whatever I want." What's wrong with that? Those damn old bastards. That's exactly why they shouldn't keep chaining us with rules and laws, telling us what we can and can't do. It's all because of those restrictions. Black Dragonfire swung his axe in his hand. He roared in rage and smashed the ground hard. And that's why we're finally breaking free. Then, he stared blankly at the ceiling. Whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. No one can stop me now. His face twisted into a grotesque grin, the wrinkles on his face contorting with his laughter. After all, I'm a player. I'm stronger than all of them. Around him, corpses lay scattered in pools of blood. Now, who should I kill next? Black Dragonfire Hand looked at his hand and thought, I just killed someone in reality, but I feel nothing at all. Is it because I went through hell in the 4th round? He nonchalantly sighed, but each person only gives 1 point. So stingy. Is it because they're just ordinary people? Remembering his performance in the previous round made him even more excited. The 4th round was amazing. Even more thrilling than killing monsters. His system panel displayed, Ancient Language Devour, effect. When you kill an enemy, your accumulation value increases. When full, you gain a random attribute point. The number of layers you gain is proportional to the enemy's level. Thinking this, he pushed open the classroom door, searching for more targets. I want to kill players, not ordinary people, because players give me more points. While scrolling through his phone, Black Dragonfire Hand accidentally came across an important piece of information. Is there an online community for players? Anti-government players created an online forum 2 hours ago. This was exactly what he wanted, and an idea formed in his mind. Can I join the forum and find other players to kill? That way, I can earn more points. After clicking in, a series of questions appeared. Join the forum, description, the nation's first online forum to help players change the world. Welcome to PCW, choose yes or no. Guide, PCW is conducting interviews to screen suitable new members, ensuring only players can join, choose yes or no. Question. Please answer all the following questions truthfully, failure to comply will have consequences. 1. Please enter your name, address, and phone number, answer. 2. Please enter your level, iSky profession, and username, answer. 3. Please enter your location, answer. 4. Please enter your round number. Answer. 5. If you agree to the interview, type I agree, answer. Black Dragonfire Hand cursed in his mind, what? They want all my personal information and even an interview? What a hassle. Despite this, he quickly filled out his information, but I have to get in to find other players. As he typed on the keyboard, his twisted thoughts grew even more excited. Other players would never expect that there's someone out there hunting players specifically. After completing the process, he arrived in front of a shop in a lush green area. Is this the place? The screen clearly displayed the interview details. Please arrive at the Welcome Cafe in Wabu Namyang before noon. You can wear any attire. Seeing the sign in front of him, he confirmed he had found the right place. This is it. But a flash of anger crossed Black Dragon Fire Hand's mind. Damn it. They made me come to such a remote place, not even a bus passes by. Annoyed, he pushed open the cafe door and walked in. If that interviewer pisses me off, I'll kill him. The clean and tidy interior took him by surprise. What? The decor is even more modern than I expected. The man sitting at the table, 30 years old, quickly noticed the new guest. Are there only 2 people here? He immediately stood up and asked, are you the player scheduled for an interview? Black Dragon Fire Hand stood still and replied, yes. The other person approached him with a friendly demeanor. What's your username? He answered right away, Black Dragon Fire Hand. Years old, shook hands with him. Nice to meet you, I'm the interviewer. My username is 30 years old. Black Dragon Fire Hand's eyes widened in shock. You're a player too? His reaction was completely expected by the other man. I know I don't look it, but I really am 30 years old. This way, please. He gestured toward a person in a pink jacket sitting on a chair and introduced, this is Little Cockle. He's also here for an interview. Cockle, this is Black Dragon Fire Hand. You two might end up as teammates, so say hello. Black Dragon Fire Hand pulled out a chair, full of disdain in his heart. This guy who looks like a dried up fish is a player too. He's as skinny as a stick. Hello. The person beside him nodded politely, hello. After sitting down, he looked around and muttered to himself, looks like this cafe doesn't get much business. Not a single customer, not even extra staff. Years old, chuckled and explained, this place is a bit far from the city, so it's normal. That's also why we chose to conduct interviews here. Black Dragon Fire in Hand still naively asked, so you rented this place, but shouldn't the owner still be here? I haven't seen anyone. The man enthusiastically answered, the owner is in the kitchen preparing food. This is a cafe, but they also serve full meals. He continued to observe the strange cafe environment attentively. I see. His gaze shifted to the corner wall. There aren't even any cameras here. Then, Black Dragon Fire in Hand glanced at the pink-clothed person beside him. If I kill these 2 and escape, no one will know. But he immediately reassured himself, no, I can't waste this opportunity just to kill these 2. Aren't we conducting an interview? The 30-year-old man said cheerfully, we're still waiting for one more person. We'll start once he arrives. He heard this and confirmed again, one more person. Don't we already have 3? As he answered, he looked out the window and suddenly exclaimed, yes, the appointed time is slightly later. Let's wait a little longer. He's here. The cafe door gently opened, accompanied by the chime of the welcome bell. The 30-year-old man politely greeted the newcomer. Are you here for the interview? The other party replied, yes. Then he asked, what is your username? An unexpected name slipped out, shocking him so much that he quickly covered his mouth. Black Hook. Time rewound to a few days earlier. An online meeting was taking place on a computer screen. Welcome, Yami. Nice to meet you. Welcome, Popering. The chairman crossed his hands and smiled as he spoke. Everyone is here except for jam made of honey. Now, let's begin the 3rd week meeting of April. Lost Yark, you go first. The person called responded. Immediately, yes, Chairman. The chairman asked, how many people participated in the forum this week? Lost Yark reported seriously, around 2,000 people. The chairman commented, that's more than last week. He also acknowledged. The number of players is decreasing month by month, but the number of people engaging in the forum is increasing weekly. Lost Yark shared his speculation, I think that article about us attracted them. The chairman asked curiously, who invited the journalist? Yami raised a hand